Hey, what is going on, friends? Welcome back to another video. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Ashley and I make new fish videos every single week. So remember to smash the subscribe button and come join the family. Alright, so first up today, we got a new mic. In my interview videos, okay, this guy's a little bit crazy. He's like trying to bite the glass. In my previous videos where really plane flying by, it's really not that easy to film a video, trust me guys. In some of my previous videos, especially when I did interviews, audio was a big problem, and when I go out and film, I kind of always control the environment that I film in, and there will always be background noise, especially that we always go to aquariums. That is not an excuse, so this is my attempt to hopefully get better audio and planes still flying by. If you guys scroll down to my very first video, you'll see that about 6 months ago was my very first video on this channel, and that video is a tour of this tank. Now it looked a lot different back then. I'll put the card on the top right hand corner of the screen so you can go and check it out. Since then, you guys know I've done a lot of updates on this tank, but I've never done proper tour, show you guys around, and that's what today's video is for. So let's get to it. Alright, so when it comes to filtration, I am running 2 different filters, and that is not the only thing that handles my filtration. As you guys know, I absolutely love using plants, both aquatic and largely terrestrial plants, to filter my aquarium, so we'll be running through that. We'll start with this filter over here. So this is a internal filter. I think its flow rate is about 600 liters per hour. Pretty strong. The flow rate slows down after 1 week, gets clogged after 2 weeks, given the current stock load, which we will address later before people start talking about overstocking. Over here, this is my hang-on back filter. So if you guys want to know the brand, this is a Aquazonic filter or something like that. I'll put the details in the description below. And this is a Boyu WF04 something like that. I'll put the details down below as well. As you guys can see, I hot rod my filter to accommodate for biological filtration. So originally it was only this sponge filter, this sponge pad that was lying inside. I decided to take it to the next level. So there are still filter cartridges inside, but on top of that, I added I raised this up, and I instead decided to use a whole bunch of pothos, which has grown significantly. Look at that. So that is a lot of biological filtration. On top of these 2 filters, I have about 20 stalks of lucky bamboo, and they are strategically placed, right? So this one is right here by the window, a lot of sunlight, and the flow as well, because the return of the hang-on back filter comes in here and it flows through all the roots. So you can see the roots are not just growing at the bottom, they're growing all throughout the plant as well. And over on this side, all strategically placed. We have my air stone and the internal filter, all creating a lot of circulation through the roots of the plants. So you can see it's all as well here, growing all the way. So that is how I filter my tank, both with live plants and filters. This tank has been through a lot of scapes, and maybe I'll just throw in some b-roll so you guys can see how it has evolved over the last, it's coming to about a year. The scape has evolved, the fish has evolved as well, but the scape has evolved a lot. And there were times that I absolutely loved the scape, and there were times that I couldn't figure out what I didn't like about it, but it was just like I didn't like it. The last time I showed you guys this tank, aesthetics wise and function wise both, it was kind of failing, and finally I decided to get rid of all that river rocks that I used to have at the bottom, because it was so messy, it's so noisy that it made the tank feel a lot more cramped than it really is. Yeah, changed my plants. Those previous plants were dying, and they were dying because I believe I had too much lucky bamboo inside. It was just taking up all the micro elements that, although Java ferns don't need that much, it really just completely took everything in. is starved the Java fern out. So as you guys can see, my Java fern is nice and green again. I didn't want to add too many like I did last time, because I think it does look nice, but the problem is I really want to create a lot of space for our big guys over here. So these are the new rocks. They look pretty nice if you ask me. And I kept the driftwood. As you know, this is a turtle tank, so turtles need to come out and bask. So this is what I created, and it was made purely out of egg crate. So all you need literally is just egg crate and zip ties. That's really all you need. Artificial grass. This is the ramp that he comes up on. This light, I do have to move it every time. Okay, he's excited. Okay, so this is my basking lamp. Over here he comes up. Right there is my air pump, and I've used this place to house my lucky bamboo as well. So it's almost like killing two birds in one stone, right? When this light goes on, not only is it for Tom to bask, but it creates its own ecosystem here where I am feeding my plants light, because this ones over here, they get very good sunlight. Here they get decent amount of light because they're indoor plants. They will survive, but to really get them to thrive, this is going to help them. And of course, this is how I secure all of them. They're growing through the basking platform. And so all the lucky bamboo are growing down in there. And now let's get to the fun part, the inhabitants. So plants wise, an Anubias, big one, and a little bit of Java fern, and that's about it. I am now fertilizing because of the amount of lucky bamboo I have inside. I need to make sure that they are not just consuming all the micro elements and leaving nothing left for my aquatic plants, which granted they don't need a lot because these are easy to care, but these guys really take everything out of the water column. The fishes, let's start with small and let's get big. So inside I have actually a, okay, well this is not really small, but I have a common placo, a sailfin placo. So with placos, keeping them with turtles has always been a struggle, but I found that if you scape it right and they get places to go and hide during the day when they are inactive, they are generally safe. So this scape really helps a lot. He's right at the back. You can actually see that a little bit of his finish. Tom, please move, get out of the way, get out of the way. Alright, yeah, you can see that little bit of finish. So that's my common placo. He hides at the back during the day, comes out at night when no one is around and it is completely dark. So he has a lot of places to hide. Sometimes he'll hide in that mini cave over there. And previously I had a little cave here, which actually took up quite a bit of space for my clown loach. I decided to remove it because this big clown loach over here, which I know a lot of you guys absolutely love. I love his pattern, it's so unique. He got that extra dot over there, and he is pretty big. We'll talk about him more later. But yeah, he pretty much owned that cave. He doesn't share, he doesn't let any other clown loach rest in there with him. And so it was just taking up a lot of space, and is given for one clown loach who doesn't want to share. So I decided to remove it and force him to be more social with the rest of the clown loaches and not isolate himself. And I'm quite confident it's a he as well. Tiger barbs, you guys already know, my favorite fish. If you don't know why, go check out, I'll put a card on the top right hand corner of the screen, go check it out. These guys are just amazing fishes. Active, colorful, playful, hardy, just amazing fishes. And especially when you keep them with clown loaches. So these clown loaches, I have 5 of them, and so it started out like this. It started with 1 when I didn't know any better. Then I knew that they needed some company, so I got a little 2 more. We had a little school of 3 going. Not really a school, but I'm just going to call it a school. And then recently I added 2 more juveniles, or in fact you can almost call them babies over here, but they have grown quite a bit since I got them. But yep, so now we have 5 clown loaches of varying sizes. My biggest one is my oldest one. So this guy, man, it's so different. The first day I got him, because of the adjustment, because he was alone, and there was no sand substrate. I come to notice that they don't like bare bottom, they like sand substrate a lot more. And yeah, so given all these changes, he's now so outgoing. And I know a lot of people always say that, oh, their clown roaches are always hiding and all of that. I don't know if it's because of the genetics of mine and where they come from, maybe the subspecies that they are, but I had never had that problem. My clown roaches would come up, they would go nuts for food, they would be out the whole day even if it's not feeding time. They would swim around, school around. Having tiger barbs definitely help. They come from the same waters, they school with the tiger barbs, so that's really pretty and it gives them a lot of confidence. That's the smallest clown roach right there, little baby. And this is the big boss. I know a lot of you guys absolutely love it. I love it too. When I got him, he was a good 2 inches smaller, maybe even more, and he's grown a lot. So that was yeah, that was my first clown roach, and now he's at least 5 inches, maybe 6. Check this out. Okay, so they've come to associate the opening of this with being fat. So every time I swipe this up, everybody comes out. They know it's feeding time, they go nuts. Look at that Jack Dempsey over there. And yep, when it's feeding time also, Thanos, we'll get to him later, he goes crazy in the sense that he gets really aggressive towards the Jack Dempsey whenever he thinks it's feeding time. Yeah, look at that. But just everybody just go, the moment they hear that sound, that vibration in the water, they know it's feeding time. Okay, so let's move on. Down here we have, so this guy has a name. His name is Snowy. Little cute fish. No, he is not a parrot, apparently. Somehow I'm still having a hard time believing it. The more I look at him, the more he really looks like a parrot. But what people are saying, what the general consensus is, it is a short body pink convict cichlid. So, and it's called a jelly bean cichlid, their trade name. And we have named him Snowy. Very cute fella. He is a male. When I got him, he had quite a nuchal hump on him, but when he came into this tank, his nuchal hump obviously shrank because we have the big boss in here. But we'll get to that later. Just admire him for a while. And okay, here we have a Jack Dempsey. I really like cichlids, and I really like this Jack Dempsey. I got him. They are very slow growers, so I got him a few months ago. He has grown only maybe half an inch, maybe an inch. But yep, I definitely can't wait for him to get bigger. It's getting a little aggressive, but nothing too crazy. Again, it's always when they think that it's feeding time that you'll see this sort of aggression. Rest of the day, they actually just are very mellow and just sit around and just chill out. And yep, okay, so let's get to the two big boys. Let's go with Thanos first. This guy, yeah, so I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments from people who are viewing the channel for the first time. You can't keep Flowerhorns with tiger barbs, or in a community, or they like to be alone, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna address that here, but you guys who know how to appreciate this, just appreciate it. Living peacefully together, just absolutely crazy. I mean, look at that. Alright, so this guy, yes, you can see his fins are a little damaged. That was because of the acclimation at first. It was a very hard time when I had parrots attacking him in here, which the parrots are no longer in this tank. They are out living in another tank for the time being. And so with that, plus the turtle inside, yes, he did get bitten up a little bit. Everything is fine now. They are cohabitating just fine. He has been in this tank for, like I said, 3 to 4 months, and it is, yeah, I mean, I don't know how long he needs to be in there before I can prove to people that it is possible. That said, obviously Tom needs to move out at some point in time because he is a red-eared slider and he will outgrow this 50-gallon aquarium. For now though, everything is fine. Water parameters are fine. My filtration, as I said, is top notch. Water changes are happening at 50% once or twice a week, depending on the week. So basically I'll change once a week, and then after every few weeks there'll be 1 week where I'll change 50% twice a week. So this is the main man, Tom. I absolutely love turtles, and to be honest, this would have been a full turtle tank if more turtle species were allowed in Singapore. Unfortunately, you pretty much only can get the red slider. The Malayan box turtle is legal as well, but it's quite impossible to find them, and they have very different tank requirements or housing requirements that you can't just dump one inside with a red slider in here. So it is a female, and she is named Tom because she used to have a counterpart named Jerry. So it's Tom and Jerry. I know a lot of people are wondering, like, why do you name your turtle Tom? That is just a very random name. No, it's not. It's actually Tom and Jerry, and the story about Jerry shall be told another day. But now it's basically just Tom, and I named them before I know the gender, so I'm just gonna stick with it. So it is a she, and she is Tom, and she is the main reason. She is the reason I got into this hobby, or not she in particular, but turtles. And that is really what this tank is, a turtle tank. That is number one. It will always be a turtle tank, obviously, until she moves out, gets a new home. But turtle tank, and now it's turtle plus Flowerhorn tank. So yeah, maybe we should name this tank. I don't know if you guys have any ideas. Tell me what I should name this tank. Something that represents how crazy this combination is. I'm thinking like maybe the tank of impossibilities. That's what I like to call it. But yeah, do go down to the comment section below and let me know what you think. And yeah, so this is it, guys. Just a crazy combination. Technically, according to most people, overstocked, but obviously we're not running with an unconventional stocking load and type. We have also unconventional filtration. So this filtration is so good that actually I have confidence in turning off this extra filter over here. And yes, I call it extra. All I need to do is run that air stone, and because my potos are linked up to this hang-on bag, so this needs to be on still. But if I leave all of that on, my ammonia and nitrates will still be just fine. So this is almost like a security, a backup. That's how good the filtration is. 20 stalks of lucky bamboo, some Java fern, Anubias, and then all these potos up here. It's like a, look at that, it grows all the way into the basking area. If you go by pots, the little small pots that you can get at IKEA, if you guys are familiar, this is about 4 to 5 pots of pothos before they have grown. Of course, now that they have grown, volume wise they're more, but rooting system, actually their roots has grown as well. So maybe you could say 5 to 6 pots of pothos filtering. And yep, so everything is doing great. And yeah, so as things grow in this tank, obviously I can't do as much nice scapes, and I have to favor the function of the space, and I don't want Thanos to hurt himself, so I don't want too much hard objects around. So it ended up being a lot of open space, open swimming space, which I think is still pretty neat. So I am thinking of maybe adding even more lucky bamboo just because I love it, but I haven't found out where to put it yet, that it doesn't just look too ugly or take up too much space. And yeah, look at Tom. Alright guys, I hope you guys like my tank as much as I do. I absolutely love it. There is going to be some comments in here about Thanos and Tom living together and how you can't keep turtles with fishes, or you can't keep Flowerhorns with other fishes, and of course the craziest is you can't keep a turtle with a Flowerhorn. Anyway, yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. As you can see, this tank has come a long way since its inception. In fact, that very first video that I uploaded 6 months ago on this channel, where I did my very first tank tour for this, it was actually already progressed a lot since its true inception. So maybe I would put some photos of how it actually looked like when I first got it, and I thought it was so nice because I was just so excited, so new to the hobby. And then now when I look back, it looks quite, yeah, what was I thinking? I don't know. Alright, so as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Lots of content to come, and yeah, turn on your post notifications to get notified every time I upload. And if not, I will see you in the next video. Beard out.